Hello everybody and welcome back to episode 14 of TFCR2. As you can see here, I got some lovey-dovey going on in my pen. So the last round of feeding there, they managed to get them up high enough where the outline on the heart became white, and then they actually bred. So apparently it's supposed to give you a tooltip that says she's pregnant or something. Well, I guess that's probably not very good for it. But yeah, so I'm assuming now in 9 months that we will have little baby cows coming out. So probably be just in time for the fall harvest, which is kind of coincidentally not too bad. I need to make some food, so I'll just get this all put back together and put our llama to work. So yeah, got that going now, so that's happy. So I went out into the world and grabbed a whole bunch of bitmuth coal because I had some exposed coal. Because I'm going to need my charcoal for iron processing. You can't use this normal coal for processing iron. And in the book here, it says we need this structure here to build a bloomery. Now this is the base level bloomery, and you can actually make it a little bit taller because apparently you can put in 8. So the smallest bloomery can hold 8 and the largest 24. So that would be like, so if this is one chimney stack here, you could do 2 more on top of it to get up to 24. And you can actually click on that button there, and then you can get a visualization. And that'll put it in the world so you can build around it. I put mine into the ground a little bit. Just that's where I wanted it, and made it 3 high. Because with the jump mod, we can actually jump up there 3 high. So that works out perfect in that regard. And then I'll probably change these blocks here to stone fences. Maybe that'll look good for my little area. And then the other one over here, I'm thinking this is where I'll put my setup for a crucible, for the crucible, but I think we can also just put the crucible in here. I just wouldn't be able to reach a bellows if I choose to put a bellows at the back there. Should have some wheat flour good to go, and we get to double up now that we have the horse grinder. Instead of getting a 1-for-1 out of the kern, with the grindstone you get 2-for-1. So that's the super charged version of getting more bang for your buck out of the out of your food gathering. So I'll just pop down to the water side here and make up the wheat flour, and then we'll be back to cook it up. Alright, so I've got my forge going here with my bread and my bismuth bronze, because I'm going to be making up another pickaxe here, because I'm almost out on this pickaxe there. I did make myself the bismuth bronze shovel, so finally it's an easier recipe than I think when I was trying before. So it only required like a hit somewhere in the thing and then like a punch last or something like that. So that ended up being pretty easy to figure out at the end. So I got that done. Let's see, is this meat green? Yeah, it's green now. Oh well. Such is life. And all of that mutton is green. So now I've lost all my bread. All my meat. What will I do? What will I do? I'll put that back in there for now. And combine all my bread together. And now I gotta go find some more meat, I guess, if I want to make sandwiches. And this is where having ginseng around as an emergency food actually works out pretty good. So luckily I have that. So yeah, I don't need to go out and find food right now. That on there. So punch, bend, draw. So we just have to have a draw and a bend somewhere in the formula, and then punch is last. So we'll move that over a bit. Put that in there somewhere. Put another one for good measure. And one of those. Well, that, see, that looks like it's right on, right? I don't know why these aren't green, because I had them, oh, they've got to be in the 3 somewhere. Oh yeah, I see. So these two are interchangeable, but have to be within the last 3 hits, is the way I'm reading that. Has this gone out now? Yep. So another reason I went out and grabbed all that coal so that I can keep my forge working. So I think if I do the draw and then the punch has to be last and the bend has to be in there somewhere. There. Managed to get it done. Put her in there. Now see the skill bonus. This is where our RPG thing came in, which I was wondering about. So I'm assuming that that will give us a bonus to durability and possibly damage if we're doing it on a weapon. But we can't see the durability on the weapon, on the tools there. I got some iron greaves and an iron sword off of an enemy I had fought down in one of the caves. So that's, if you're wondering where that stuff came from, that was kind of a couple of lucky drops there. I made a couple of snow blocks before, but I think they melted because I had made a couple and I put them over there like that, and then they oh, there they are. They're here. So we'll see if they survive through the summer, because that might be an interesting... Oh, and I just killed them completely. All right, never mind. Starting to get that filled in there. I've got lots of chestnut that's starting to come through now. Get a little bit more mature. This is the best one so far, but it's only got 7 on it. 7, so I'm going to wait till those grow up a little bit more before I start harvesting them, just so I can make sure I have quite a bit of wood to get out of them. And I found a use for my last door, which is actually kind of sitting on the ground over here. And hey, something I did forget about is that now that I have those my cow familiarized, can I get milk out of it? That's the bull, there's the cow. Yes, oh boy. So we can finally get some dairy going. So from what I can tell from watching other things, other people, and on the wiki, is that we need to put milk in a barrel with some vinegar, and vinegar can be made with lemon. So if we put a lemon in a barrel, with water, so I don't know what I'm missing there with the barrel recipe, but I saw it earlier in JEI here, so I'm not 100% sure. But maybe like you put in a fruit with... Yeah, I'm not quite sure what's going on in JEI there, but I'm pretty sure to make vinegar that we just need to put it into a barrel with the... Yeah, there's no barrel recipes there. So I need alcohol and a fruit to get vinegar. And then we put 9 buckets of milk and 1 bucket of vinegar in a barrel, and that will give us vinegar milk. And then we seal that for 8 hours to get curdled milk, and then we seal that again for 8 hours to get cheese. And so they give us a little bit of conversion there. So that's how we make the cheese in there, to be able to get some dairy. And yeah, you can't just drink milk straight up, so don't have enough wood there to make another barrel, so just grab that. So I'm going to need to make some alcohol, which is sugar, I think, in a barrel. You can just put this anywhere, I guess. There, now we have a bucket of milk in there. And I'll need some water here. So alcohol. Let's look at it in this way. It might make more sense. So yes, any kind of alcohol there plus a fruit will give us the vinegar. So fresh water and flour gives us the alcohol. Now I'm not sure if a full barrel plus 1 will give us a full barrel of beer or not. I kind of want to save what little grains I have left for keeping my animals familiarized. Yeah, with the red over it, obviously, we just bred them, so they can't breed again. And I just made all of a whole bunch of my grains into bread, which I can't even make sandwiches right now. Yeah, and some of them have different expiries too, so that's pretty neat. Sugar cane, so we need 5 in a barrel to make sugar. And sugar in a barrel would make us rum. Ooh, they got coffee in the pack. Interesting. And so, yeah, the one other thing that I did do off camera there was I took another trip all the way out to the ocean. And I kind of, this other path that I took before, I went just kind of one higher and went all the way out, and all the plants that I found on this path here had died from the winter, and their seeds were either lying on the ground or it was a dead crop above, which I could only get the seeds out of. So if they were chunk loaded at any time during blooming season and then you go revisit it in the winter, then they will be dead. Whereas because when I went down this way over here, they had never been chunk loaded, so they were still good. So that's not going to be a long-term solution to finding wild food in the wintertime, but it is something that we could use in a pinch. Like I could go down and search this area here and possibly find some good food still. I did grab a whole bunch of sand when I went over there, and I tried to make sand just by putting it into the vessel and firing it up, and that didn't work. So started looking through JEI again, and the way I figure it is we have to make the molten glass. Oh, we need to look at this molten glass here. So we could do it in the Tinker's smeltery, which we can't get until after we're into iron, or through this Terrafirmacraft smeltery, which itself takes iron. So we're not getting glass anytime soon until we've got lots of iron going. But then we'll need to put it into a smeltery with potash and lime along with our sand. So potash is relatively simple. It's just putting some water, some ash, and a ceramic pot. And then that gives you your pot with ash powder. And then we put that onto the fire. It only needs to be faint red, so it doesn't. We could do that on a fire and in the forge. That'll be fine, and that'll get us our potash. Ash just comes from putting sawdust into one of those. It needs to be bright red, so once again we can do it in the fire pit. And sawdust is just harvesting logs with a saw. So I guess you'd put a... We'll try this together, I guess. Do I have my saw on me? We do. We'll just use this log that I was crafting on before. And I didn't seem to get any... There. So yeah, it's just a chance that you'll get sawdust out of carving logs with the saw while they're in the world. It doesn't work in the crafting grid or anything like that. I did take a look at that. So yeah, sad times that I lost all of that mutton that I had found from killing those sheep. Oh yes, speaking of killing the sheep, I did work those down into the yarn. So we can go in here now. And we need actually 7, so the other good thing about the Tinker's thing is I can grab things out of my chest right beside it. If you haven't seen that before, that's how we're doing that. And so that's how we make the loom. Oh, and then we right click. Oh yeah, we can see it's weaving it from the top down. Each press gets us another layer there. Oh, I'm thirsty. Well, I should have 2 cloth on there that I can pull out. I don't know. Yeah, clicking on there with more string isn't doing anything. So I had to break the loom to get my cloth off of it. Anyways, that's how we're going to get our cloth. And we just need to throw it together with some lumber and we will have our bed. And I think what I'll do is I'll probably build an upstairs portion to my little cabin here. Well, see, that one pulled it off. So strange. Did I not have an empty hand the last time? That's possible. Not 100% sure. But yeah, that was everything that I wanted to go over in this episode. As I said before, in between episodes, I'll put on a second level here and have a little attic area where I'll throw down my bed. And that's kind of where I'll be keeping all of my different ingots storage, because I don't really have a lot to do here, or a lot of space to keep them around here. And then yeah, I'll throw my bed up there when we get there. So that should be the white bed. And now we can actually sleep through the night. And you guys don't have to worry about me recording at night anymore. Anyways, I appreciate you all, and we will see you in the next one.